friends, welcome to Kavita Medicos Education, and today's disease condition is pneumonia. So where actually the pneumonia is happening into our lungs. So mainly it is a disease condition of our lower respiratory system. Okay. So mainly where it is happening in the lower respiratory system. So before starting the definition of pneumonia, let's see the diagram of our respiratory system. So whenever we inhale the air through the nose, it goes into the nasal pharynx. Then it goes into the hypopharynx or pharynx region. Then it moves downward into the larynx region. Okay. So from the nose to the larynx region is known as the upper respiratory system. Okay. And after the larynx, the region comes that is known as trachea or windpipe. Okay. When this trachea and windpipe move downward, it bifurcate or divide into each lung, that is known as bronchi and bronchioles. Now this bronchi and bronchioles will further divide into many small fine branches into our lungs, into the deep inside of our lungs. Okay. Now this bronchi will further divide into primary bronchi, secondary bronchi, tertiary bronchi and terminal bronchi. And then finally comes our respiratory bronchi. There are many terminal bronchioles, there are many respiratory bronchi. Then comes the alveolar duct, and from the alveolar duct our alveoli or alveolar sac is attached. Okay. So the region from the trachea up to the alveoli is known as lower respiratory system. So pneumonia mainly happen in the sinus region of our lower respiratory system. Okay. So it is happening in the sinus region. So which part is known as sinus part? Okay. So the part which comes after the terminal bronchiole, the part which will come after the terminal bronchiole, that is known as respiratory bronchi, will come in the sinus region, our alveolar duct and our alveolar sac or our alveoli. Okay. So this region is known as the sinus region. So mainly pneumonia is happening in the sinus region of our lungs. So this is the main respiratory region of our lungs. Okay. So the CO2 which is present into the blood, it moves into the alveoli and the pure oxygen will come into our blood. In this way our blood gets purified. So pneumonia mainly happening in the sinus region of our lungs. But in some books the definition is given that pneumonia is happen in the alveoli region or in the lung parenchyma. Lung parenchyma is nothing but it is the alveoli. Okay. So alveoli is a single layer structure which is also known as lung parenchyma. So mainly you have to remember that pneumonia mainly happen in the sinus region, and this sinus region start from the terminal bronchiole. So respiratory bronchiole, our alveolar duct and our alveolar sac will come into the sinus region. Now let's discuss the definition of pneumonia. So pneumonia is a respiratory infection. So it is a lower respiratory tract infection that it will cause the inflammation or swelling in the sinus or in the alveolar region of our lungs, in one or both lungs. So pneumonia can affect our one lung and it can also affect our both lungs. This condition occurs. So why pneumonia is happening? This condition is happening due to the microorganism like bacteria, viruses, fungi or parasites. Okay. And there are many other causes for pneumonia like the aspiration pneumonia. Okay. Like any foreign particle or any food particle which we by chance inhale into our trachea region, it will also cause a pneumonia condition. And this pneumonia is a highly contagious disease condition. Okay. So the main causative factor for causing the pneumonia is Streptococcus pneumonia, which happens through the bacteria. So bacteria and virus play the main role for causing the pneumonia. So this pathogen will infect the lungs. Okay, they will do the inflammation, swelling in the lung sinus region and leading to filling of fluid or pus. So due to this microorganism, there will be pus collection or fluid collection will happen into our alveoli region. So mainly our alveoli is filled with gases, but due to the accumulation of fluid, or pus collection, the gases exchange process will not happen in a proper way. Okay, the patient will suffer from the hypoxemia condition. There will be low level of oxygen into the blood of patient because the alveoli are filled with the pus or fluid collection. Okay, so this was the definition of pneumonia, and this pneumonia mainly infect the infants who are less than 5 years, and it mainly happen in the older age people who are more than 65 years of age, and the people who are suffering from the HIV, cancer, leukemia disease condition. Okay, mainly it will affect the people who are immunosuppressed or immunodeficient people. So This was the definition of the pneumonia. Next we have classification of pneumonia. So there are main three types of classification that are on the basis of anatomical or structural basis. Next we have on the basis of etiological basis, and last we have on the basis of clinical setting. So these three are the main classification of pneumonia. So first we will study about the anatomical or structural basis classification. Means in which particular area, in which particular structure there have been consolidation or inflammation is happening in the lungs. Okay, so we all know that there are mainly 3 lobes are in the right lung and only 2 lobes are there in the left lung. If one particular lobe or segment have been affected, that is called as lobar pneumonia. Okay, so it can happen in any segment of the lung. Okay, it can also happen in the upper segment, in the middle segment and in the lower segment. So one particular lobe have been affected here. There is a consolidation formation in one particular lobe of the lung. Suppose I am taking the example of left upper lobe. Okay, so here the left upper lobe have been affected. So there is a consolidation formation in the left upper lobe of the lung. Okay, and this consolidation formation will happen in a diffused form. Okay, the complete segment have been affected here. Okay, so it is in a diffused form. Next we have lobular, that is also known as bronchopneumonia. So as the name is indicating, broncho means it is happening in the terminal bronchiole. The part have been affected after the terminal bronchioles. So when our bronchi and bronchioles have been divided into many fine small branches, that is known as primary, secondary and tertiary bronchioles. Then comes the terminal bronchioles, and then comes the respiratory bronchioles, alveolar duct, and finally the alveolar air sac are attached. So after the terminal bronchioles, after the 3 to 5 terminal bronchioles, there are many fine branches of bronchi and bronchioles. Okay, so after many terminal bronchioles, there comes many respiratory bronchioles, and after that there is many alveolar duct, and finally the alveoli is attached there. Okay, so this pneumonia will happen in the after the terminal bronchioles. Okay, and it will happen in the diffuse, not in the diffuse form, it will happen in the patchy form. Okay, means some area have been affected and other area have been left. Okay, so suppose this is I am taking example of upper lobe. So it will happen after terminal bronchioles. Okay, the infection have been caused in the terminal bronchioles. So many 3 to 5 terminal bronchioles or many respiratory bronchioles have been affected here. So it is suppose happening in this area. So it is happening in a patchy form, it is not in a diffused form. Okay, so suppose these are area which are affected, or there is a consolidation formation in these area which I have shown with the blue pen. Okay, so you can see in the picture that there is a patchy formation or there is a patchy consolidation or inflammation. Okay, it is not happening in a whole segment. Okay, it is happening in a particular area or in a patchy form. Okay, not in a diffuse form. Next we have interstitial pneumonia. Interstitial means the area which is left behind. Okay, the white area which you are seeing, the background area, mainly you can say that there is a background inflammation. Okay, when one cell or tissue is attached with together. Okay, when one alveoli is attached with other alveoli, then there is a space left. That space is known as interstitial area. Okay, when one cell is attached with other cell and one tissue is attached with other tissue, then there is a background area, there is a leftover area, that is called as interstitial area. So interstitial means it is happening in the background area. So this white part have been affected, that is called as interstitial pneumonia. Okay, next we come to the etiological, on the basis of etiological and causes. So mainly we will study about here in the microorganism, means which pathogen or microorganism are causing the pneumonia. First, most important is bacterial, means most of the pneumonia are caused due to the bacterial pneumonia only. Okay, there are many cases of bacterial pneumonia. So for example, we have Streptococcus pneumonia and Haemophilus pneumonia. Next we have viral pneumonia. So viral pneumonia mainly infect the children who are below 5 years and the older people who are more than 60 years. Okay, and this viral pneumonia will also infect the immunosuppressed or immunocompromised people. So it is a highly contagious form of pneumonia, that is viral pneumonia. We have influenza virus and the example is coronavirus. It is a highly contagious. Next we have fungal pneumonia. So there are very few or less cases of fungal and parasites pneumonia. Okay, only few cases have been seen through the fungal and parasites pneumonia. So we have histoplasma fungi here, okay, which will cause the pneumonia. It mainly happen through the bat or some bird also cause the fungal infection. Next we have aspiration pneumonia. Aspiration means if we are eating something, okay, and that food, suppose we are eating the food and that food have been gone into the trachea, means by mistake that food have been gone into the trachea while we are talking and eating the food, it will go into the trachea region. Then this food will cause the germination of microorganism in the lungs, and it will come into the aspiration pneumonia, means when we are engulfing or when we are eating something and that food or any particle or anything have been by mistakenly gone into the trachea region, okay. And if there is a vomit, means the patient is doing the vomiting and by mistakenly it been aspirated into the trachea region, it will also cause the aspiration pneumonia. And some gastric reflex are also there, means our HCl which is formed in the stomach by mistakenly or by acidity formation, it will go into the trachea region and will cause the aspiration pneumonia. Next we have clinical setting, means on the basis of surrounding area, okay. On the basis of surrounding area we have community acquired pneumonia, means the pneumonia which is happening by the gathering of peoples, okay, by the mass communication or by mass gathering of the people. Suppose in any mall it can happen, in any market area it can happen, in any fair it can happen, okay. So the best example of community acquired pneumonia is the coronavirus. It will happen through the gathering of people, okay. Next we have hospital acquired pneumonia. It means the pneumonia which is caused due to the hospital infection, okay. Suppose a patient have visit to the hospital for any other disease condition, okay. He is suffering from HIV, cancer or any leukemic form of disease condition. It means the patient is having a very pathetic disease condition. Due to that disease condition, his immunity is already suppressed. And when he will enter into the hospital, then he have catch the hospital pneumonia from the hospital environment, okay. After the 48 hours or after few months, due to the stay in the hospital, so he have gone through the hospital acquired pneumonia, okay. And the subtype of hospital acquired pneumonia is a ventilator associated pneumonia, when the patient is being intubated into the ventilator for COPD disease condition or for respiratory failure condition. Then through the ventilator tear and wear formation, the patient suffered from the ventilator associated pneumonia, because that ventilator will cause some tear and cut in the lungs also, okay. So he will suffer from the ventilator associated pneumonia. Next we have a healthcare associated pneumonia, means any type of health center like nursing home, nursing clinic, dialysis center, any blood center, okay. The patient will visit in the dialysis center and then he have catch the pneumonia from the dialysis center, that is called as healthcare pneumonia. So these were the classification of pneumonia. Next we have microorganisms of pneumonia. So what are the microorganisms or pathogens that will cause the pneumonia in the patient? So first we have bacterial pneumonia. So 56 to 58% cases are seen with the bacterial pneumonia, and the most common bacteria which is causing the pneumonia, that is Streptococcus pneumonia. It is the most common bacteria which is causing the pneumonia in the patient, okay. And other form of bacteria we have, that is in Haemophilus influenza bacteria, Staphylococcus aureus, Klebsiella pneumonia and Mycoplasma pneumonia. So these are some examples of bacterial pneumonia, okay. So in bacterial pneumonia the patient will get the infection suddenly, okay, and these symptoms will be in a severe condition. So we can treat the bacterial pneumonia through antibiotics and by vaccination and by the flu shot. Next we have viral pneumonia. So there are very few or less cases which is seen with the viral pneumonia. So mainly the viruses which cause the common cold and flu in the patient, the same virus will cause the pneumonia in the patient. For example, we have influenza virus A and B. It is a virus which cause the common cold. Next we have respiratory syncytial virus, that is RSV virus. Next we have SARS-CoV-2 virus which have caused the COVID-19, and there are some other form of COVID virus like SARS-CoV-1 virus and MARS virus. Next we have adenovirus, parainfluenza virus and rhinovirus. So in viral pneumonia the patient will get the mild symptom, okay. The symptom will not come suddenly, okay. The patient will get the symptom in a mild condition and then it will go into severe condition. So for treating the viral pneumonia we will give the antiviral to the patient. Next we have fungus pneumonia. So fungus pneumonia are due to the spores of fungus, okay. This inflammation is caused due to the spores of fungus, okay. So these spores of fungus are seen in the are infected into the soil. Okay, the soil which is very the unhygienic soil. Okay, we can say the soil which in which the dead organism or dead materials or dead body of any animals have been decayed. Okay, so through the contaminated soil or through the bird dripping and bad dripping, the fungus infection is infected. Okay, for example, we have fungus infection like Pneumocystis fungus jirovecii. Okay, Pneumocystis jirovecii, Aspergillus and Candida histoplasma capsulatum. So this fungus have a fungal spore. Okay, and those spore are inhaled through our respiratory system and they will go into the alveoli and will cause the inflammation or consolidation into our alveoli. Okay, so the main region, okay, or the main pathogen which are causing the fungus, those are the bird and the bad dripping and the contaminated soil. Okay, this contaminated soil have a dead decaying body which will cause the infection in the patient. Okay, next we have parasites. So parasites, there are very few or less cases seen with the parasitic infection. Okay, so there are very less cases of parasite. For example, we have Toxoplasma gonadii, Ascaris lumbricoides. So these are the microorganisms of our pneumonia. Next we have the routes through which the pneumonia infection is infected into the lungs. Okay, so what are the pathways through which any microorganism or foreign particle or foreign pathogen enters into the healthy person of lungs and cause the pneumonia? So first pathway or first route we have, that is inhalation of airborne droplets, means the inhalation of unhygienic air by the healthy person. Suppose if any unhealthy person or pneumonia person is talking, sneezing or coughing in front of us, then what will happen? This air which we are inhaling in front of pneumonia patient from the surrounding environment, it will also cause pneumonia in a healthy person also. Okay, next we have aspiration. Aspiration means by mistakenly. Okay, by mistakenly if we aspirate our saliva, mucus and any liquid fluid into our trachea region, then that saliva, vomit or fluid will cause pneumonia in the patient. Okay, and the best example of aspiration is that while we are talking and eating the food. Okay, so that food by mistakenly go into the trachea region. Okay, so that food will go into the trachea region, and in that food particle there are various microorganisms present like bacteria, viruses, fungi. Again this food particle will cause pneumonia condition in the patient. Next we have hematogenous. Hematogenous is blood stream. Okay, suppose if a patient blood is having sepsis or there is a UTI tract infection in a patient, then this blood, okay, then this blood will reach into the healthy organs of our body also, because blood is present everywhere. Okay, so through hematogenous means the blood route. Okay, so if person is having sepsis or UTI, then this unhealthy blood will reach to the lungs also and will cause the pneumonia condition in the patient. The best example of this is by the virus that is known as Klebsiella pneumonia virus. Okay, but there are very few cases through the hematogenous route. Next we have surgical and traumatic inoculation. If we do not follow a protocol or there is an unhygienic condition while we are doing the surgery, then due to the surgical environment or unhygienic surgery, the patient can suffer from the pneumonia condition in the future. And next we have traumatic inoculation, means if there is a traumatic injury. Okay, traumatic means if there is a chest injury due to the chest fracture or by the car accident, then in that chest injury or car accident or any fracture will cause any kind of pneumonia in the patient also. And surgeries like bronchoscopy surgery, okay, or endotracheal intubation surgery will lead to the pneumonia condition in the patient. Next we have direct spread, means it is directly spreading from one organ to the other healthy organ. Okay, in front of lungs there are many organs like the heart. There is a pleural cavity outside the lung that is known as pleural cavity. Okay, so from the pleural cavity if there is a pathogen or bacteria present, then that bacteria and pathogen will enter into the alveoli of the patient. Okay, and what are the direct spread route? Like if there is a pathogen or microorganism is present in the vertebra or in the sternum or in the heart region of the patient, then this microorganism will enter into the alveoli of the lungs also and will cause the pneumonia condition. Next we have risk factors. So who are the people who are more prone to the pneumonia condition? So let's discuss some risk factor for the pneumonia. First we have age related factors, means the infants who are less than 2 years of age and the children who are in a growing stage, okay, they have weak immune system, okay, so they will suffer from the pneumonia condition first. And the people who are more than 65 years of age, means the older people have weak immunity, okay, so there is a much more chances of pneumonia in the older peoples and the infants. Next we have immunocompromised states. So who are the people, who are the persons who will come in the immunocompromised states? The person or the people who are suffering from the HIV AIDS, or who are taking the chemotherapy treatment due to the cancer condition, and the people who have a organ transplantation surgery, who have done the organ transplantation surgery, and the persons who are taking the corticosteroid medications. These all types of people have the less immunity, okay, they are immunocompromised people, so they will easily catch the pneumonia condition. So they are easily prone to the pneumonia condition. Next we have chronic disease, the disease condition like COPD, okay, the congestive heart failure disease condition, the diabetes, leukemia, cancer. These all disease condition have weak immunity system, okay, so due to which the pathogen enter into the body easily and they will germinate there in the alveoli, okay. Next we have smoking. So smoking mainly damages the cilia, the hair-like structure which is present into our respiratory system, okay, and this smoking condition do the fibrosis and bronchitis into our lungs, okay, and into the alveoli also. So smoking is a big factor for causing the inflammation in the lungs. And in alcoholism patient, the alcoholic patient are less conscious, okay, their CNS system is already depressed, okay, they have slow or depressed gag reflex. Gag reflex means the coughing reflex, okay, so there is a much more chances that they will aspirate their saliva, they will aspirate their mucus, or they will aspirate their vomit into the trachea easily, okay, they have a slow gag reflex or coughing reflex. Next we have hospitalization. If person is hospitalized into the hospital due to any surgery disease condition or any chronic disease condition, then due to the hospital environment, we have read about the hospital acquired pneumonia, okay, so due to the hospital environment the patient will suffer from the pneumonia condition, okay. Next we have environmental occupational factors. If we are living in an unhygienic, unsanitary condition, means if there is a pollution particles outside the environment, chemical fumes particles are present in the environment, then it will lead into the pneumonia condition. And if we are working in a very crowded area, means if you are working in any mall, in a market, in a shopping mall center, then this condition will also lead into a pneumonia factor, okay. Next we have recent viral respiratory infection. If person is suffering recently or frequently due to any respiratory illness disease condition, viral illness disease condition, then that person is more prone to the pneumonia condition. Next we have malnutrition, okay, so this malnutrition condition will suppress the immunity of the person due to the malnutrition, okay, so these persons are also very prone or very near to the pneumonia condition. And of course in the pregnancy our immunity is weak, so these were the risk factor of the pneumonia condition. Friends, if you have liked my video, so please like, share and subscribe for more new updates. Thank you.